And now for another installment of Life Advice with Husky the Wolf.
Hey Husky, you're a wolf. Do you know how I can become the alpha male of a social group?
Ah, the alpha male. The one thing that everybody wants to be in life, no matter how little people understand it. Well, if you really want to become alpha of a social group, there's only one way to go about it. Have babies. What you gotta do is you gotta reproduce as much as possible. Make sure your pack is the biggest one of the bunch. I mean, what's the point of being alpha if you're like alpha of like 2 screaming little toddlers? I mean, that's no fun at all. And don't think you can just settle on having them the old-fashioned way. You gotta adopt too. Adopt as many little screaming brats as you possibly can and add them to your pack as well. Once you do that, you're gonna have a whole bunch of little creatures that are all under your authority. But you gotta maintain that authority by being a good disciplinarian who gives them enough freedom and stuff. Oh, and if you're gonna be raising that many little monsters at once, you gotta be able to feed them too. I'd say 1 or 2 mooses a week should do the trick, but if you can't get those, then go out to the ocean and pick yourself a kaiju or 2. One of them 40-ton lobsters should do the trick. If you did everything right and didn't, like, suck being a dad, then those kids should grow up to give you some kind of respect and see you as the guy who gets first dibs on all the kills. And that is how you become the alpha of your social group. Build your own and make yourself the head.
Husky the wolf? How can I beat my nemesis if he yeets a boat at me?
Well, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? Step 1, duck. Step 2, restrain his arms and legs and pile drive him off a 7-story building. If none are available, then shove a handful of nitro gelatin into his mouth and kick him in the nuts repeatedly until his head explodes. If for some stupid reason you left your nitro gelatin at home, why? First of all. Second, just kick him in the nuts a few extra times. His head will eventually explode if you hit him hard enough. It'll be a lot gooier this way, so make sure you have some kind of umbrella or a raincoat at least.
I'm trying to grow a small business. What advice do you have for getting my entrepreneurial spirit off the ground?
Ah, entrepreneurial shit. Well, lucky for you, I know exactly how to get your business running in today's economy. First thing you gotta do is take your small business and add water every single day. You can't neglect it, not even once. Because the moment you do, it'll start growing tentacles and trying to extract water from other sources. You gotta be the one to feed it yourself. And trust me, once those tentacles start grabbing everything, you're gonna want to chop them off with an axe. And that is a slow process, let me tell you. Whew. After that, you're gonna want to feed it as many dead animals as possible. I would stop and collect roadkill wherever you can. The advantages of roadkill is that you're not collecting anyone's family pet, so no one's gonna go looking for him anymore, or track them down over to your place. Limit feeding times to just once a week, though. You don't need to get it bloated. Most importantly, do not listen to anything it tries to whisper to you in your dreams. Your small business is a small business, not an actual advice giver. It's gonna tell you to, like, murder your dog, or your girlfriend, or your poodle, or your girlfriend, or your chihuahua, or your girlfriend. And those things are expensive to replace, man. You can't go taking that kind of advice. It's just not good investing. Now, the most important step to growing your small business is to have a countermeasure for if your business grows too large and out of control. Once it starts smashing houses or eating neighbors, that's when you know you gotta put it down. Many of these banishment spells require sacred items like holy daggers, holy water, holy guacamole, things like that. Each small business has its own needs though, so you gotta make sure you do the research and make sure you find the ingredients that are right for yours.
What am I even talking about anymore? What is any of this?
Leave a comment, hit the subscribe button, go to our friggin' Patreon page! Now! Do it now!